Hello, HDOS Nube here, and as promised, I'm back with my HD questing series. This is also a sneak peek at the new HDOS performance build that the devs have been so generous to let me try out and record with. It'll be debuting in my next video in all its glory. But for now, sit back and enjoy my latest. Quest 15, Monk's Friend. Brother Omad here has a problem. He hasn't been able to sleep for days because Brother Andro's son has been crying incessantly since some thieves broke in and stole his blanket. What kind of miserable lowlife would steal a kid's blanket is beyond me, but the good brother here has asked if I would be willing to get it back for him. Being the kind-hearted adventurer that I am, I agree, and he tells me that he's managed to track down the thieves to a secret cave to the west inside a circle of stones. So that's where my adventure begins. Not only are these thieves horrible human beings by stealing from a kid, they're also not very bright. How secret can this cave be when anybody can walk into the circle and the entrance just magically appears? After climbing down this magic ladder, I need to head south to retrieve the blanket. Notice how nonchalantly I just walk by these tough guys without a word and take back what they stole. Back at the monastery, I give Brother Omad the kid's blanket, and he is so relieved, as well as very sleepy, and wants to get some sleep. Exactly 2 seconds later, I talk to him again, and he is as awake and refreshed as someone who's had a full night's sleep. I really want what some of these guys are on. Anyway, now that he's up to par, he wants to throw a birthday party for the kid who's been keeping the whole monastery awake for weeks. The kid is turning 1, and the only thing missing from the party is the booze, apparently. You will notice a common theme to many of the quests in this game: alcohol. Either you're getting drunk, or shoving beer down someone's throat, or trying to sober up some lush in some most random places. But anyway, Omar tells me that Brother Cedric was supposed to return with the wine for the party 3 days ago. Since one of the first things he tells me is that Cedric probably got drunk and lost in the forest, I would think they probably know he has a drinking problem. Why they would send this particular guy out for wine is a story for another day. Omad asked me to see if I can track him down and get him home. Now, the forest is no more than a couple hundred yards north of the monastery, right next to Ardoin. This guy must have a serious drinking problem if, even blasted, he couldn't figure out how to get home. To make matters worse, he's even gone and busted up his cart. The way this guy is falling all over himself tells me there isn't any wine left to deliver, but I need to talk to him anyway. The dude is pretty well lit up and wants to sober up quickly. He asks me for a jug of water, and lo and behold, instant sobriety, if only. Noticing his cart is trashed, he wants to know if I can get him some logs or a plank so he can fix it and get back. Luckily, I happen to have some logs with me anyhow, and he's grateful and says he will meet me back at the monastery. I tell Omad the great news. Omad is grateful everything worked out, gives me 8 law runes, and now it's party time. Quest complete. Another quest point and 2,000 woodcutting XP. Yeah, baby. Quest number 16, Hazeel Cult. This quest is unique in that you get the chance to choose sides. You can choose the good side and help the Carnelian family get their armor back, or help the bad side and join the cult to help them resurrect Hazeel. To start off, I need to talk to Cyril Carnelian here and find out what his deal is. The problem he seems to be having is that a bunch of cultists keep breaking into his house. Most of the time, they take nothing. However, at one point, they stole his family armor. He asks that I find out who is behind all of this and retrieve his armor. He said he'd do it himself, but, well, he's pretty much a chicken. He tells me their hideout is in the south. When asked how he knows this, if he wasn't able to follow them due to his cold. He said his old butler found them, but unfortunately died in his sleep the next night. He doesn't seem too upset about that because his replacement arrived the next day. How convenient. Down in the cave, I speak to Clavette, who proceeds to give me the backstory of Lord Hazeel, who was one of the Majorat followers of Zamorak. Many years ago, there was a civil war where the Saradonists declared war upon all Zamorakians. Lord Hazeel would not repent his beliefs, and the Carnelians harassed Hazeel and his followers for decades. One night, an angry mob surrounded his home and tortured and butchered all loyal Zamorakians inside. The following morning, the Carnelians moved into the home and claimed it as their own. Unbeknownst to them, Lord Hazeel has powers and enchantments, and his followers have been making preparations for his return, so that they may seek vengeance upon the Carnelians. I tell him all this means nothing to me. I am just here to finish a job that was given to me. He tries to recruit me into his little cult. This is where I must decide which side I want to take. Being the good little boy I am, I respectfully decline his offer. He spits out some BS about how I will feel the wrath of Lord Hazeel and jumps on a raft and floats away down the sewer. Next, I need to find 5 sewer valves and turn them either left or right in order to be able to find the hideout in the sewer system. The first one is south of the Carnelian's house across the bridge. That has to turn right. The second one is right behind the house. That also has to go to the right. The third one is north of the cave. To the left it goes. The fourth is south of the zoo's penguin cage. It goes right. And the last is southeast of the fourth valve, and it also has to turn right. With all of the valves in their proper position, I need to go back into the cave and board the raft. It will take me to the hideout where I need to speak to Alamone. He tells me that the butler should have killed me by now. So the butler's part of your sordid little cult, huh? Why is it always the butler? I should have known. And proceeds to attack me. I pick up the armor he drops, and then fight him again in order to get another one. Had I known that the armor is pretty worthless, my steel armor is better, I would have bothered. After I'm done, time to head back to Cyril to give him the good news. Well, hello, Rick Turpentine. What do you have for me today? 160 coins. Well, at least it's free money. Back at the Carnelian home, I head upstairs to talk to the butler. I confront him about his part in the cult, and at first he denies everything until I tell him I went to the hideout and murdered his boss. He tells me I know nothing about what's going on and threatens me to keep out of their business. I need to talk to Cyril to give him the armor and tell him my findings. It's amusing that he's been wandering around the room here, yet he has no idea what's been said between the butler and me, just mere seconds ago. When given the information that his butler is part of the cult, he obviously does not believe me. He accuses me of making false accusations against his butler and offers me a whole 5 coins for returning his armor, while giving his butler the other 1,995. Quest partially complete. Now I have to prove the butler did it. First, I must search the cupboard behind me where I find a bottle of poison and a mysterious amulet. I show the findings to Cyril, and he asks the butler about it. The butler quickly states the poison was for the rats, to which Cyril quickly assumes to be the truth. Idiot. Then I show them the amulet, which he recognizes instantly as the same type of amulet the thieves are wearing. Finally, he believes me that his butler is not who he says he is and has him hauled off by the guards. Cyril apologizes for doubting me and proceeds to give me my reward. Quest complete. 1,500 thieving XP and 2,000 coins. Brings my thieving to 11 now. That's it for today. 2 more quests done. When we meet again, it's on the sheep herder. Can't wait. If you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, and as always, until we meet again, go in peace.